We're going to be making a 3-inch 18-point sprocket out of 0.125-inch sheet metal. The part has already been designed in CAD, so this video is just the manufacturing prep and machine work. We're using Fusion 360 to convert the CAD file to a CAM file, and then Carbon Motion is the software to run the CNC router. First, we select the part from our parts list on the left of the screen. Once found, we're going to create a new setup. Set the location of the X, Y, and Z coordinates, where X and Y are connected to the box. Select the No Addition Stock under Stock. Now create a new contour or outline of the part. Under the Tool tab, select the Cutting tool. We're using a 1/8 inch router bit, so that's what we select. Change the cut and feed rate to 30. The feed rate is the speed of the bit. Open the Geometry tab and select the edges that need to be cut. Make sure the red arrow is outside the part. Switch to the Heights tab. Change the top height from to stock top and make the offset 0.1. Change the bottom height from to stock bottom and make the offset to -0.1. Change the feed height from to stock top. This removes future errors. Under the Passes tab, open Multiple Depths. Change the maximum roughing to step down to 0.01. Change the finishing step downs to 0.02. This alters the cut depth of each pass with the router. Under the Linking tab, change the horizontal lead in radius, linear lead in distance, and the vertical lead in radius to 0.05. Change the lead in sweep angle to 30 degrees. Time to create a new bore. A bore is a hole that is either functional to connect the part or for screws to hold the part down during cutting. Under the Tool tab, the tool will be the same as the tool selected in the contour. Change the cutting speed to 20 if you are using a single fillet router bit. A setting of 30 would be a double fillet router bit. Under the Geometry tab, select the holes you want to bore out. Under the Heights tab, change the top height from to 0.01. Change the bottom height from to -0.01. Under the Passes tab, change the pinch to 0.01, and nothing is done under the Linking tab for bore. To allow our Shopioco router to see the part, select the bore, then select the Post Process icon. Select Post. If you have a CNC file, which you should, select it. Select the holes you should have in the CNC file. Click Save. The computer will say hole already exists. Replace it. Open Carbon Motion, which is the software that runs the router. Load the CNC file and select the holes. Then do the same process with the contour. Now it's time to prepare your work area. Now that you've converted your CAD file to CAM, you're ready to cut. Start by vacuuming off the bench. Always remember, safety first! Next, we need to drill pilot holes to hold the sheet metal in place. This is important because the bit will pull the sheet metal up. Drill holes 1/2 inch outside the cutting area for the first phase. Remember the bore in the setup process? We'll be putting screws in those holes for phase 2 of the cutting process. Attach the sheet metal to the bench with sheet metal screws. Keep the drill as vertical as possible. In carbide motion, we'll set the Z height with a piece of paper. Move the router head down until the paper doesn't move. That's your 0 point. Phase 1 of cutting are the bore holes. This takes about 2 minutes. Once it's done, jog the router out of the way for the next step. Now we add screws to hold the part in place for phase 2. Make sure the screw heads are not too close to the cutting edge. Verify the coolant flow rate is adequate. We use a mister to spray denatured alcohol. The coolant helps keep aluminum from binding onto the bit. This process takes about 8 minutes. Turn off the router. Remove the safety cover and pull out the screws. Now the part is cut. Making sure you have leather gloves for safety, use a deburring tool to remove the larger pieces. Using various files, clean and smooth all of the edges. Now we have completed a 3-inch 18-tooth sprocket. The whole process took about 30 minutes. We could end there, but we like making things look beautiful. Watch our powder cone video to see how we do that process.